thought he was going to kiss him on his neck and go to sleep with him.
Dude,
there,
he looked like he was going to fuck him first.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, there's no bones about it.
But
or at least one.
But I have to tell you, though, I mean, we're talking about how depressing this is. I have to give the movie points for really disturbing me. I don't think that this is going to be really good for kids to see over and over again, because it gets to a point. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I think you should be warned. We follow a polar bear, and they try to make it seem hopeful, too. If this bear can just get to land in time and get himself a seal, he'll be just fine. And it's like, nah, that bear gets there and tries to attack prey that's too big, and that bear just pretty much just looks at the camera and said, I'm fucked, and just lays down and dies.
And they're just sitting 5 feet from him going,
Yeah, you can see that bear pretty much talking about, come on, y'all, give me a sandwich or something.
Give me a flipper. Just one flipper.
But the camera crew is going like, nope, prime directive. We can't get involved.
Yeah, you know they sit up there.
Star Trek. What the fuck?
A McNugget or something, please. They just sit up there.
Yeah,
Sorry,
dude. But then in the
Give me an
outtakes,
overweight German woman, please.
I suspected the polar bear wasn't going to make it because every time he was on screen from the beginning, the horror movie music follows him around. That sounded dun dun dun.
the music, when that shark is eating that seal, they play the music from The Godfather when they're doing a mafia hit. I mean, literally, they do.
No, he should have just had like a shark just come and gun down a bunch of seals.
It's funny, for all the talk about how depressing and disturbing this movie is, I didn't find it that at all. I mean, it's just nature. These things happen. None of this is murder. It's just, it's just the kind of killing that goes on. It's
only because they don't have laws.
Well, kids have already been indoctrinated by the very communist Lion King telling them about the circle of life.
Goddamn right.
So, and it's good for them to see, like, hey, this is what happens out here. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, don't be Grizzly Man.
I mean, before, yeah, exactly, yeah, that's stopping more Timothy Treadwells. But way before being disturbed or depressed, I was more bored.
Yes.
I mean, it's beautiful to look at, but the only part that wasn't anything I hadn't seen a million times was the outtakes at the very end,
which were awesome.
They were awesome.
Yes.
I mean, the camera crew flying into a tree that they couldn't avoid.
Oh, and that polar bear, like that was the real horror movie. There's a scene where they say they're out there filming. And you think camera guys that do nature, they're real cool. They're like, yes, we'll stand back and watch nature take a pedal. And it's like, no. That bear looks over at that camera's like, I'm going to check this shit out. Come here, motherfucker. And they run into a shack and they're like, lock the door.
And it's up on the window going, you better let me in, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, it took them a while to catch on and oh, wait. We're 10 feet away from starving polar bears.
Aren't we doing this whole segment about this bear can't find any food and is freaking out? Let's see if we can get closer on this. Can you get a tight one on the bear's drool?
Yeah, and that's why they probably let that polar bear starve. They're like, you see the way he attacked us? Let that motherfucker die.
I don't think it was him. I think it was his two sons that grew up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You motherfuckers let our dad starve, and you were standing right there.
But you know something about that scene? This is what I like about it. They actually, now in most nature movies, we see the predator. And then we see this baby animal that we're really rooting for, and we're saying we hope it gets away.
Yeah.
Really? What nature movies are you watching?
I know. I'm like
Predators in them.
No, you talking? Get out of here!
The nature movies he's watching is To Catch a Predator.
I hope they get away.
Okay. I see what
he's right there around the corner. He's gonna get you.
I'm sorry.
We need to talk. Damn it! He got anher one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he's watching it going I see what that guy did wrong.
Yeah, you see the predator running from the host in slow motion. No, but
I'm Chris Hansen.
Whatever you do, don't say I've never done this before. This is my first time.
But no, and so these nature movies, you're usually looking at the little animal trying to get away, and you're thinking, I hope it gets away, and usually it doesn't, and you're feeling really bad. But in this, that bear was starving so much, you didn't know who to root for. You're like, okay, they can sacrifice one baby seal for this bear right here, because I really feel bad for him being hungry. I was conflicted.
No, I feel bad for him too, man. I mean, he's a dad out trying to get food for his family. He's out that ice drift, and they if he could just make it back or not.
And then Al Gore flies in and saves him.
And then that bear attacks him. He's like, fuck it.
Yeah, but it's just his perspective of them. You could refilm this whole thing with a voiceover from the perspective of the seal family. You'd be like, yeah, fuck that bear.
That's true.
I ain't laying down my life for that right there. Shit, this is nature. Shit. But no, you know something?
I broke Leon again. I'm sorry.
But
That's a good point.
if they now they're pitching this to kids, so I'm thinking they really had a section in here that would make a whole movie, because that's the thing that interested me. It was interesting, it was educational, and it was funny, and it was the part about the birds of nature.
Oh yeah,
in the rainforest, because
they show
you
that was like going to an alien planet.
Yeah, they show you all kind of species of birds that birds are like insects pretty much in these rainforests. There's countless numbers of species that probably we will never discover, and they have really weird ways of trying to court other birds. And James Earl Jones is like narrating this, and he's making it funny, and you're thinking, now this is the kids' nature movie that they should have made.
This contender, called the Superb Bird of Paradise, is a magician with a special trick. First, he advertises his show by calling to attract a female. And then, with the audience in place, he begins to work his magic. Now that's impressive. But she needs to step out for a moment to think.
And yeah, well, I could see some of this on television and didn't make certain scenes any less amazing. Like that one scene where that whole pride of lions took that big-ass elephant down. That was intense to me. And it was as intense as anything that I would see in a fictional action film. And so I would give it a low matinee, but a matinee nonetheless.
Well, turns out nowadays, big screen TVs are cheap. Mm-hmm. And most people have one. Most people have some kind of LCD HD TV, so you can watch this at home and get everything out of it that you would anywhere else. I'm going to give it a firm rental.
So smarmy.
No, I'm with him absolutely. It's like, screw this in the theater. If say your kids do like it and want to see it again, God help you if they see it in the theater that way. You have to sit through this shit like 6 times in a movie theater? No. Just this is something to have at home to let them watch and go, here, I hope you enjoy that on this big home television set. That'll look nice for that. But yeah, there's no reason to have this in the theater or go see it in the theater.
Ha ha, Corey, you're the Carlisle.
You know what would have been funny? If they were talking, they had James Earl Jones talking about nature, and he's like, in the wild cantaloupe, they run with cantaloupe.
Wild cantaloupe. Dear God, it's a melon stampede.
I told you, species you've never seen before.
The wild cantaloupe. Do the wild cantaloupe have melon balls?
Yes, they do. Now, see, why were you saying that last review about jokes? You were just talking about this yourself, and look at what you did.
See,
don't you ever talk about him over here.
I did that intentionally.
Right, sure you. No, it would have been funny if they had like James Earl Jones talking about like the wild caribou out here, and then they cut to him. He's actually eating one of them.
That would have been funny.
James Earl Jones lean up with blood all over his mouth.
What you need to do is you just need to cut in footage of him from Coming to America where he's wearing the lion.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, he's sitting up there talking, nature is harsh, nature is real. And they just cut to me like, but it's delicious.
But it sure does taste good.